Oh boy. So, I had, I guess you could say I had other plans for today's video before this came up, but we're here now. I had originally made a tier list for the most glazed fighters in UFC history, but Dan Hooker had other ideas for me today. And what I'm about to go through in this video is some of the fucking craziest shit ever. And I'm a Dan Hooker fan, so this fucking just hurts, bro. But let's get into it. Before we get into the actual clips and stuff like that, I think it's fair I give a little bit of context here. So actually what's going on. So this morning, the whole MMA world woke up to the fact that Dan Hooker is allegedly cheating on his missus. When I first saw this, I was like, no way. There's no way our boy Dan Hooker would do this. But then I remembered, fuck, he's coming off like two finished losses. He's not at the top of the sport. He's not at the top of the sport. Who would make up random bullshit? But, so he's being accused of cheating on his missus with this woman here. But let me tell you something. This is only the beginning. This is only the fucking beginning, boys. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. But let's hear what, she has to say.
The standing here is that, yes, he is married.
Yes, Dan Hooker is married. Dan Hooker is married with children. Dan Hooker has a proper family. Dan Hooker has mini Dan Hookers running around. Okay, mini Dan Hookers. I'm not saying anything about his family, okay? Because that shit, you don't fuck with people's family, in my opinion. But he's married and has kids. That's all I'm gonna say with the rest of this. We don't know if any of this is true. I fucking hope not.
And when I met him, I was working in the booty club. He was just like a client.
So club, it's like a nightclub I think she worked in, and she was a stripper. When she was in this club, she was a stripper, I should say. And of course, your boy Dan Hooker. I was in the Middle East when he fought Arman Tsarukyan, and it's safe to say Hooker wasn't a big fan of the Middle East. No drinking, he said. Get me the fuck out of the Middle East. No B, no fucking gambling. That's what he was saying. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind.
At the time, this was like 2023.
Why is all this coming out now? Actually, well, can I? Maybe I missed a little bit of information here, but why is this all coming out? Maybe she felt the need. Maybe she woke up and was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna get justice for this poor man's, wife or whatever. Why is this all coming out now? That's why I'm a little bit like. And plus, let's be honest. I don't really how do I word this? I don't really trust a random person online. That's the kindest way I can say it without getting myself cancelled. I don't even give a fuck, actually. I don't trust anybody who says anything in her line of work. I don't trust what strippers say. I don't trust what prostitutes say. I don't trust what anybody in the sex industry says about people. Just me being honest, I don't really give a fuck.
And he took me out the club, Captain Save a Hoe, right? Loves that shit. He loves a OF girl. He loves a ripper. He loves Captain Save a
So Dan Hooker loves OnlyFans girls. Dan Hooker, who's married with kids, loves OnlyFans girls? Is this guy just spending... I'll save that bit for later, but... I don't know, man. It's just like, it's a bit dodgy. I don't know, it's a bit dodgy. I trust... Thing is, I've been to Dan Hooker's fights and stuff like that, but I don't know, okay? I don't know, but... It's a lot of just crazy shit at the moment. Dan Hooker had a loving OnlyFans girls. He seems like the type though that's crazy enough to go for an OnlyFans girl. Am I the only one that thinks that? Am I the only one that looks at Dan Hooker and says you look like you would love an OnlyFans girl? So maybe I actually believe her on that part.
hoe. So yeah, he started paying for my life. Loves a ripper. He loves Captain Save a Hoe. So yeah, he started.
So big Hooker loves hoes. Hooker loves hoes. Now listen. No judgment on my end. No judgment on my end. We all love beautiful women.
Paying for my life completely and utterly, had all his cards on my Apple Pay, paid for my rent in 2 different countries, like everything.
Okay, now, so Dan Hooker is paying her... Listen to that again.
Completely and utterly, Captain Save a Hoe. So yeah, he started paying for my life completely and utterly, had all his cards on my Apple Pay, paid for my rent in 2 different countries, like everything. I tried...
So, She's saying Dan Hooker's paying for her rent in 2 different countries. She has his card on her Apple. I don't know if I believe that. No, I'm not saying she's... I don't know. I don't know about that. That seems very fucking dodgy. Like, very unlikely. Like, take it from someone who's had relationships. And I've had a good few relationships in my life. You know, no player or anything. But, you know, I've had some experience in my day. In no fucking world would I ever give my card to fucking anybody. I love my mother. My mother is an incredible human being. Fuck no, I wouldn't be giving her my Google Pay. No chance. I don't, like, I find that's definitely bullshit. That has to be bullshit. That has to be bullshit. No way would Dan Hooker be giving someone out of a strip club his card and paying her rent. Well, he has to pay his own. No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I'm just making a opinion based on the information that she's providing towards me. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. YouTube administration. I'm just basing an opinion based on what she's saying. That's all.
I tried to leave this man so many fucking times, but he'd always get me back with something shiny and new.
That's... You had his card, though. You had his card. So what are you trying to leave him for? Why, if he's paying your rent, in 2 different countries, he's paying for everything. Okay, look at her. That makes no sense. The more I listen to this, the more I think it's bullshit. I'll be real. So he's paying your rent in 2 different countries. He's paying for everything. As you just said. But you want to leave him. Why? Why? Is it too much? Is he just... Do you want to earn that shit? Because you're working... I'm not going to say that.
Every time he cheated on me, he'd buy me a new bag. So yes, he played up a lot.
Okay, so Dan Hooker's cheating on his side chick. That is bullshit. How can you cheat on someone you're not seeing? Cheating only applies when you're dating someone. Fact. End of story, okay? She wasn't dating Dan Hooker. She was in a relationship. They were just probably, you know, if this is true, we're just getting a little bit cozy at night. Sheets came off. You know, things like that. But apparently he's giving you his card. I don't know about that. And the fact, you know, anytime he cheated on you, wait, who? His wife?
A lot, to the point where I had a wish list on my phone that was shared with him on iCloud. So every time he'd do something, he had to buy something off the wish list. Every time he cheated on me, right? And
There's no way. There's no way. That's the wrong thing. There's no way a top UFC fighter who literally was in a #1 contender fight 3 months ago is being forced to pay a fucking wish list to a random girl he met on a night out. I refuse to believe that. Just for the integrity of our sport, I don't want to believe that. There's no fucking way Dan Hooker is being given a wish list like he's 10 years old writing his list for Santa Claus. And she's the one saying, oh, unless, you know, he's got a wife. There's no way he's writing a fucking Christmas list and he's Santa. No way. I'm sorry, but I don't believe that.
I kind of started looking on his phone every time, like trying to find a new bitch, a new problem, so I could get a new bag,
okay.
Right?
So she's literally fishing for it. She's literally got the rod, she's fucked it in the water, and she's reeling him in. That Gucci bag, she's reeling it in, baby. She's reeling the bags in. She's just completely exploiting poor Dan Hooker, a top 10 UFC fighter who's main evented, been on pay-per-views, and is dangerous as fuck knocking people out in the cage. Is just getting roped in. He's just getting roped into a wish list. A wish list. Someone that is literally known for fucking butchering people in a fucking cage for a living is so scared he is on a wish list. I'll leave that up to you to decide. But fuck no, my boy Hooker ain't doing that. But this next part.
until I found out that it was a man.
No! Please, God, no! So Dan Hooker is getting with guys! Dan Hooker's getting with guys! Now, I refuse. There's no way, okay, like, whatever about the cheating on his wife. Well, that's, that's really bad. But to do it with a guy, that's even worse! That's the worst part of this whole situation. That's the worst part of this whole situation. He's doing it with a guy. I mean, if it was her, we'd all be like, fair enough, whatever. But the fact he's doing it with a girl is crazy. But there's a few. That's the end of the video. We don't really need to go much farther than that, in my opinion. Okay, I don't need to see anymore. I don't need to hear it. I don't want to hear anymore. But Twitter does best. Twitter does best. Name a fighter gayer than that. There's no way. I like this guy. Look. And then it just says we. There's no way. I refuse to believe everyone hating Dan Hooker. We could all do the exact same thing. Oh my fucking god, do I love this sport. Let's just listen to that last bit just one more time.
He'd do something, he had to buy something off the wish list every time he cheated on me, right? And I kind of started looking on his phone every time, like trying to find a new bitch, a new problem so I could get a new bag, right? Until I found out that it was a man. When I seen the man, everything changed because no. And then I got abused from that. But we're not going to get into that.
There's no way this is a real story. This can't be real. So she's literally said that she's looking for a bag. Okay? Keep this in mind. She's literally just admitted to you just there that she's looking for a problem or a new bitch or, as she was saying, whatever. I didn't, she said that. So she's looking for a new bag. She's looking for a way to catch Dan Hooker out. Okay? So she clearly has no remorse. She's clearly in it for the money. She's made that very clear with what she just said. But to drop a bombshell like that Dan Hooker is gay. Nothing wrong with that. To drop a bombshell that he's gay is different level. I've seen this guy go 5 rounds with Paul Felder. I've seen this guy fight Islam Makhachev. And, Islam probably was regretting that decision going to the ground with Dan Hooker and laying on top of him with a fucking thing. He's probably regretting that decision right now. And Armin is shaking in his boots seeing he was full mounted. Maybe Dan Hooker was... he was taking a while to tap. Maybe he's enjoying himself. You never know, but maybe he's enjoying Armin on top of him. That'd be awful. I don't know. This whole situation is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, bro. And the fact this bombshell... I was going to make a tier list today. Like a 40-minute long tier list of the most glazed fighters in UFC history. But then a pot of gold came out of nowhere. I have to make a video. But I don't believe this bullshit. I just don't. We saw the same thing, not the same thing, very different thing. We saw a situation happen with Ilia Topuria, which I don't believe was true. She's literally admitting, that she's in it for the bag. She's looking for a way to catch Dan Hooker out and stuff like that, so... Listen, boys, let me know what you think about this craziness down below, and thanks for watching.